Pledge allegiance to the
the
flag
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a roll call.
Mrs. Cynthia? Here. Mrs. King? Here. Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Mr. Schuler?
Here.
Mr. Tinker absent. Mr. Warbeck absent. Mayor Mechanical?
Here. Janine, do you have the open public meeting?
I do. Pursuant to the requirements of the New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was included in the annual meeting notice filed in the office of the Borough Clerk, posted on the Borough website and in the municipal building, published as a legal notice in the CoStar newspaper, and mailed to those requesting notice and providing payment in accordance with borough policy.
I'd just like to make mention of Janine's will ably covered for Mr. Delaney, who is feeling ill tonight. Thank you, Janine.
You're welcome.
I need a motion to approve the agenda with the removal of Resolution R 2014-103.
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Do you have any questions on the agenda? Roll call, Janine.
Mrs. Cynthia? Yes. Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
No.
Mayor Mechanical?
Yes.
Motion passes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. This time we have a scheduled public hearing for ordinance number 2014-04. This is the ordinance, Springline Heights establishing the salary and wages for the year 2014. It's open to the public. If you would like to speak for or against or make a comment, just step forward, give your name and address. Seeing no hands, we need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 2014-104?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
I'll second.
And do we have any questions? Roll call, Janine?
Mrs. Cynthia? No. Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor Mechanical?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. At this point in the meeting, we have the public comment section. We may speak on any agenda item. Again, just step forward, give your name and address, and you're welcome to speak on any agenda item you like.
Okay.
Step forward, give your name,
Hi,
even though we know your name, you have to let us give it.
Rita Murphy, Emergency Management. Good morning. Hi. I had an opportunity to attend a small conference regarding social media for towns. While I personally may not be a very big Facebook person, the point is that it does work. And in our own town yesterday, if you happen to look on the borough's Spring Lake Heights Police Department Facebook page, a very friendly dog was located, and I believe that's Officer Ramp in the picture. And within under 24 hours, it actually looked like less than 2 hours, the dog was reunited with its owner on a holiday weekend, which is pretty amazing. So I just wanted to say that if you get a chance, try to look at the page once in a while. You don't have to follow it, but it's a good idea to check. You'd be surprised things they find, they post out in town. And the other thing is, of course, this is a little late this evening. This is National Hurricane Preparedness Week, and it runs from May 25th through May 31st. So I'd like to encourage all residents to please check those batteries and those flashlights. And if you have a generator, now's the time to make sure there's no water in that leftover gas. So it fires, if you can, and see if you can get someone to dispose of that for you and get fresh. Check all your extension cords and the housing, because it cannot run outside in the rain. You cannot enclose a generator. And make sure you have your plan where this is going to be at least 20 feet from your home. The exhaust will emit carbon monoxide, and very, very dangerous. And on a final note, which I hate to say this, make sure you have a double chain lock secure around a very sturdy tree. Unfortunately, there were some incidents where lawnmowers were started and put in place of some generators, and people didn't know that they had no generator until they had no lights, sadly. Additionally, please start to plan for having all your medications up to date and filled, because the pharmacy can't fill it for you, even in emergency. They're not really allowed to give you even a 2-day supply. So start getting your kit together just in case. It doesn't have to be big. And I hope in another 2 weeks that I can make a small presentation with some ideas for some things that people might already have around your house, and how to kind of gather it so they can all be easily accessible by anyone, with the mayor and council's permission, of course. I appreciate that. And it's about it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Rita, you have our permission anytime you have anything you would like to pass on to the public, you come and do it. You don't need any special thing from us.
Okay, well, I attended a conference. I also had the opportunity to hear Sterling Quinn, the investigator for the, he was a keynote speaker for the Boston incident, marathon incident. And if anyone wants to hear that, I don't know if that's really for here, but it was really fascinating. Unbelievable presentation that I could share with any of you if you're interested. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone else like to speak? Seeing no hands, need a motion to close the public comment
I'll make
section?
that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have the council reports. Councilwoman Cindy, do you have any reports?
Well, we have several interviews that are going forward this week for part-time and seasonal positions for the DPW. Hopefully we'll be fully staffed. I don't know if anyone realized there were a few high grasses going around town. Hopefully we won't have that problem going forward for the rest of the summer. We'll be on a better schedule.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Councilwoman King?
Yes, I have a serious issue that I'd like to report on. We have had over the past, I would say approximately 18 months, 10 to 12 serious car accidents at the intersection of Warren Avenue and Old Mill Road. The last 2 accidents that were there, the people involved are very lucky to even be alive. One woman had to be extricated from her car and happens to be a resident of our town. For the past 3 years, our patrolman, Casey Wilms, along with the chief and the county, have been trying to get approval for a traffic light, just like we did at the intersection of Allaire and Old Mill. One of the issues at Warren Avenue is that, similar to Allaire, you come over a crest from the west. And then this time of the year, the sun is directly in your eyes going from east. So you have those 2 issues, and then the surrounding area. I know we just had some trees taken down along Fairway Mews to make the visibility better, but this has become very, very, very critical. The past weekend, because of the accidents taking place just prior to Memorial Day, we had to get 2 extra stop signs and place them on the Old Mill sides, both sides of Warren Avenue, and try to slow the traffic down. Because that being a county road, the mileage is 35 miles per hour, just the same as it is on Allaire, because that's also a county road. And I know that most of the accidents, they've had injuries. There have been, I think, only a couple that there have not been injuries. They are concerned that each accident seems to get worse. I know this woman that was extricated from her car was hit by a dump truck. So the severity here is very crucial. And I want to make sure that we get the information out to the residents, of course, obviously, because anyone who is not a resident here in town certainly doesn't know the situation there. And also, if you wish to help us push this along, because we've already been 3 years in the process, and we're hoping that we can get a light up there within the next year. But if we can do it sooner than that, we certainly would like to. So if you would like to contact anyone in the county or contact me with your concern, I certainly will contact someone in the county. But this here issue, the police chief and Casey Williams have asked me to speak on this evening because they want to make sure that we are very, very, very cautious when we go into that intersection. It is the worst intersection in the last 18 months for accidents in town. It has gone way more than the accidents that we seem to have had there for a while at Warren Avenue and Highway 71, which does have a light, by the way, but you're talking about highway traffic there. But we would certainly like, everybody to heed, be cautious, and as I say, if you can do anything to contact your freeholders or contact the county to expedite this, we would certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, it was a bad intersection. Councilman Shu,
Nothing to report.
Councilman O'Brien.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I just have one thing, generally, Councilman Timken does this, but he's not here tonight, so I'm going to say it for him. Don't forget, there will be a town-wide yard sale this Saturday, May 31st, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The rain date, Sunday, June 1st. And if you haven't done it, you still can register at the Borough Hall between 9 and 4:30 p.m., 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. before May 30th. $5 registration. Okay. Next on the agenda is the reports and correspondence. You notice, we do have a notice there for the special meeting on June 2nd. That's for the recreation working group presentation. So on the 7:15 on Monday, June 2nd, there'll be a special meeting for the recreation group. And Mr. Timken will present the ideas that were brought forward during the meetings that were held. So if you're interested in that, make sure you attend and you can give your input as well. Anything else on there anyone would like to speak on? We did get the grant for Mercer Avenue improvement, $200,000 for the road, and a few others that were denied. That's normal. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else like to speak on anything there? Okay. We do have some resolutions that need to be voted on. We'll start with Resolution R 2014-12. This is authorizing the salaries for the borough officials and employees. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Do we have any questions on these salaries? A roll call, Ginny.
Mrs. Cynthia?
No?
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor Mechanical?
Yes. Resolution R 2014, I'm sorry, Ginny. It passed.
I'm sorry. The motion
You didn't need to
passes.
vote.
I'm a little too fast.
That's all right.
Okay. Resolution R 2014-104, this is the Click It or Ticket campaign. I need a motion and a second.
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
Do you have any questions? Roll call, Janine.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes?
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor Mechanical?
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Resolution R 2014-105, this is requesting that the Division of Local Government approve an amendment to the Park municipal budget. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Do we have any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What exactly
Take
is
your
the?
time. Take your time. It's resolution 105.
105.
That's the Click It program, $4,000 would be appropriated. Is that right, Mr. O'Brien?
Yeah, it's just adding the revenue from the Click It or Ticket program basically into the budget.
Okay. That's the revenue from the Click It program.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Anything else? Roll call, Janine?
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes?
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor McConaughey?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Resolution R 2014-106, authorizing tax lien redemption payment. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Do you have any questions? Roll call, Janine?
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes?
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor McConaughey?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Resolution R 2014-107, authorizing East Point Engineering to close water well number 4. Need a motion and a second.
Make that motion.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, Janine.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes?
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor McConaughey?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Resolution R 2014-108, approving the use of the community center and grounds.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any questions? Roll call, Janine?
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes?
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor McConaughey?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Resolution R 2014-109, approving the, sorry, back up. Back up. Motion to move the bills to the finance committee.
I will make the motion to move the bills to the finance
I'll
committee.
second it.
Any questions? Roll call. Janine?
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes?
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor McConaughey?
Yes. Resolution R 2014-109, approving the payment claimed on the May 23rd, 2014 bill list.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Do we have any questions? Roll call, Janine?
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes?
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mayor McConaughey?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. This point of the meeting, we have the public comment section where you may speak on anything on your mind. Just step forward, give your name and address. See no one stepping forward, need a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to
I'll
adjourn?
make that motion.
I'll second.
This is a
All in
first.
favor?
Aye.
And don't forget, Monday, June 2nd, there will be